Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for entertainment purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders. May the victims rest in peace. I want you all to really pay attention to what the reporter in CNN says to the anchor. To start with, this is the first week, I believe, of the quadruple murders on the 13th of November, 2023. She says two very important things. Pay attention.
About the threat level to the community given the initial confusion of that message. And Aaron Snell here told me that it's always a good idea to be vigilant since the suspect hasn't been caught, saying that it's a good idea to walk in pairs, to lock doors at night. And he did not rule out the possibility of perhaps more than one person responsible for these killings. I also asked about this being a targeted attack, and he reiterated that they still believe that it was, based on evidence found at the scene and the fact that two people in the house survived the attack. So if it were a bit more non-discriminate, that perhaps everyone might have died. We hope to hear much more information coming out at a press conference tomorrow at 1.
That's why I personally believe it's important to go back to the beginning of the case. Then we can decide for ourselves what makes sense and what is useless. Everyone adds in their own little bit. But CNN is a major news channel, and this was actually said in the beginning. There was evidence found in the crime scene that made it understandable for police to notice that this was a targeted attack. So are they talking about the knife sheath? Are they talking about the glove? Or are they talking about the shoe print? Or are they talking about more? We heard the Fox News reporter saying that the medical reporter told him that there was blood on the walls. Put all those things together, I'm sure there were more things found on the crime scene that they're not willing to share with us. And now it's backfiring the prosecution, allegedly. Look on the floor what Jack Showalter has. Although he's hunting, look at the sharp edge objects, the cables. He has experience with such things. And at that time, he was only 16 years old. So you can imagine how much stronger and more skilled he is in hunting. He lives only 1 minute away from the girl's house. So this was written by a famous FBI profiler, I think, on New York Post. That sounds like Jack Showalter, or maybe Jack D, allegedly. David Lott, David B. Sounds like all of them, Hunter. Somebody in the community knows him, Saeed. Allegedly. This was before Brian was caught. The former FBI feels certain the killer is a man and pointed out they must be comfortable with to be able to fatally stab 4 people in quick succession and might be a hunter or work as a butcher. Isn't that the description of Jack Showalter, allegedly? When the butcher... So this is a FBI profiler telling one of, New York Post actually. I don't think he's the experienced killer. I don't think that this guy has done this before, Clement said, adding, the stabber may have been motivated by revenge or rejection or some kind of insult. Pete Yakmetz, a security consultant and former FBI agent, agrees with Clemente. This sounds like Showalter, it sounds like BK too. It could be anyone. And we don't even know if... Yeah, this is the FBI stating a former FBI agent. And it makes sense. But we don't know which psychopath it was. Which of the guys. It didn't have to be BK. It's one of the Sigma fraternity and all these boys roaming around that night. I believe it's definitely the Greek lifestyle. Girls can get cruel to each other. So you can imagine if the sororities were involved. We are seeing a lot of action and serious, concerning behaviors in the grub truck, Banfield, everything. People hiding in the bushes. This is what the FBI agent continues saying. They may have stopped at 4 victims because they got to the intended victim. He said nothing. It's likely was not a random attack. That's what I believe too. It wasn't a random attack. Police apparently described the knife-wielding killer as sloppy and said the aftermath of the murder was the most gruesome scene they had witnessed. Of course, the medical reporter said there's blood on the walls to FBI News. Not FBI News, that was a good one. To Fox News. So imagine if there was blood on the walls. This was a horrific murder. And now that we know that they left evidence on the scene, that there was evidence on the scene, it could be much more than we think. Maybe on Brian Koberger, maybe other suspects. That was the glove that Christopher McDonough from the interview room discovered. Doesn't it look like KAYLEES' bed is not done? It's undone? It looks like somebody was sleeping on the bed. It had to be Kaylee, and she must have heard something happening to Maddie. Look at that. Kaylee's bed looks undone, and it would make sense that Kaylee was sleeping in her own room when she heard yelling and she came to see what's up with Maddie. Because Murphy was found in the room, in Kaylee's room. It had to be somebody who knew the house inside, outside, and knew all 4 victims, and maybe the surviving roommates. Definitely the surviving roommates too. Because they weren't scared to enter a property with lights out in the backyard. Even if they waited for the lights to go off, where's the dash delivery driver at 4 a.m.? Doesn't make sense. This light was not working at that night of the quadruple murders. This is the house in Queens Road. So you can imagine it was pitch black. Read this one. This one is about Jack. I think this is someone's opinion. Someone in my comment channel sent me this comment, and it is true. I was paying attention to the people in the police vehicle in Banfield. But look at the bushes. You see two figures or one figure. There was weird things going on that night. I always say Taylor Avenue has been my focus for many months. There's somebody sitting behind. There's somebody sitting in the front. I think that's when the police were in the field, and after that they get off. Because when the police come closer the second time, nobody's sitting on the back seat. Pay attention. And look at the bushes. There are actually two people. Somebody with a black t-shirt, it looks like. See, I've zoomed out. In the front, see, it looks like, I don't know, is there a dog there? Somewhere around there. So, look, someone's sitting clearly behind. You can see clearly people in the bushes. What was going on in Banfield at 3 a.m.?
Physical evidence back here. Martha, this was a very gruesome murder scene, according to the medical examiner. According to the medical examiner, there was actually blood on the walls.
There's someone in the bushes on the left-hand side, and there's someone inside the police's car. Strange. This is not something anyone could make up. No wonder the three guys kept on looking towards the bushes, because their friends were sitting there looking at them. This is possibly when Kaylee let her dog out and something happened and she came searching for him. Somebody was toying with Kaylee and Maddie through the dog Murphy. That's what I really believe. This can't be all coincidence. I showed you all figures of Murphy before. I'll show you all. 1 second. That's a figure of a dog and somebody in the bushes. You can clearly see somebody's in the bushes. Figures and Murphy. You can see all the figures. This was all in the bushes, allegedly. And this white car used to always look sus for me. This old white car. Look at this person in the car, and Sigma Chi or Chi is opposite. Somebody's standing outside near the driver and talking to him. Doesn't that kind of look like Eton? Somebody's in the car with a cowboy hat or lampshade or something. It's just so strange. This one somebody sent to me. It's a white car. It's near the Sigma car. This is Taylor Avenue. Remember the coroner saying a large knife was used? A larger object? These students were playing with knives and machetes. All this was happening in Taylor Avenue. These were the figures running. One of them looks like they have a hoodie on. This guy with this mask was seen that same night near Kings Road, 1122 Kings Road. And they're saying that he has a bruise on his lips. So which is weird because they said one of the girls had defensive wounds. But I remember this masked face, definitely. Police never spoke about it. And these are not things that were made up. Dylan was wearing her pink mask. Everything was happening around here. That is the Taylor Avenue car park and road. The figures were seen running between that alleyway down to the Sigma Chi. It wasn't a quiet night like they were saying. That is a lie. I wonder what the detectives were searching for in this car, the white car, and who the white car belonged to. It was in front of 1122 Kings Road. I wonder sometimes if they saw this car and not Brian Koberger. There's so much that doesn't add up. Showalter was in a red Mustang, and the red Mustang is found crushed 11 minutes from the girl's house. Doesn't make sense. 11 minutes walk. Did Showalter crush into something? Let's not forget, Jack Showalter, or Jack John Showalter, was kicked out of his fraternity, Sigma Chi, due to sexual harassment. It's a known fact. His parents moved him to Queens Road, Queens apartment, 1 minute from the girl's house. We saw how weird he behaved in the grub truck video. And it was sex harassment towards females. A girl who worked with him in Boise, Idaho, said he was very aggressive and she had to slap him to get him to move out of her way. And he started calling all of the nasty B alphabet names that you can call a woman. I've always said, comes out as a bit of an antisocial personality disorder person. Even that same night he was kicked out, allegedly, out of the corner club for sexual harassment. We could see the whole demeanor between him and Maddie wasn't going well. Yeah, this is the girl who shared the story about Jack John Showalter and the experience she had with him in Boise, Idaho. I read it to you once before. So this is how she started telling her story on Facebook. and they not Facebook, I can't remember one of the social medias, and they confirmed that it was legit. So this is the experience the young woman had with Jack John Showalter. She had to slap him to move him away from her way. And don't forget, he knows how to use a K-bar knife and all large weapons. He seems to have a very short temper, allegedly, anger issues. He used to throw dead animals, trigger warning. So how was he ruled out so quickly? He didn't buy any food. He wasn't communicating with the girls. But yet again, I don't believe he was escorting them home safely as a brother, as a friend. No. He was plotting against them, allegedly. That's my opinion. I saw this picture that Maddie turns around and she sees David Lott. Here's David Lott with the yellow hoodie from the 4chan. And oh my God, the look on her face. And then she turns around and talks to Kaylee. It was so strange. Look at Hoodie Guy. He's working with many people. All these people are plotting against the girls. They're surrounded every time. The neighbors there, Deacon. Was his name Deacon or Dakota? This is John Jack Showalter, his father. His two brothers are doctors, his mother, and his adopted brother from Kenya, where the parents do doctor missionary work. And that's where the rumors have been going that the parents took him to Kenya or South Africa 3 weeks after the quadruple murders. Those are things that you question. You're not saying they're suspects for that, so nobody should be bothering them, but it's just questions we need to ask. And if I'm not wrong, his adopted brother is the same guy who was in the Banfield video. That's what I heard, but I'm not sure. So that's allegedly. Then we have Hunter smiling at the memorial when he was giving his speech, talking about foolish things, memories about eating, but just things you would be wondering, somebody's dead and you're acting like that. He was always in the house. And isn't it strange that he was the one who called 911? He was the one who took the pulse of the victims, at least the victims downstairs. He should be suspect number one. And there are the two, Hunter and his buddy from Sigma Chi, who were in 1122 Kings Road. Hunter seems to be very comfortable opening the doors for the police and for everyone. I wonder what his deal was, allegedly. So sad. The sliding door was open. I believe somebody let it be open on purpose. That's really possible. I believe the girls were all awake when this horrible crimes happened. Jovito's lying that he doesn't know who the guy. Just look at how comfortably and relaxing, in a relaxing manner they're talking. I don't think Kaylee and Maddie sensed the danger that was on their way. Sad. But I hope they didn't sense it. It would have been easier. May they rest in peace. Look at the difference between Jack Showalter, hoodie guy, in this picture and the picture in the grub truck. He lost his fraternity. He got kicked out because of sexual harassment, allegedly, because of other things. He lost his friends. He became a loner. The parents had to rent him a flat next to the girl's apartment. He was shot with large knives. Strange. Please like, share and subscribe. I wonder what evidence Bethany Funk has that could have exonerated Brian Christopher Koberger. Bye.